Google Workspace Studio is here, and most businesses are completely sleeping on it. It lets you create AI agents that automate tasks across your Google Workspace without a single line of code. But most businesses have no idea where to start and how to actually use it. Having already set this up for a number of my own clients, I've seen firsthand how powerful these automations are and how it can save time. So in this video, I'm going to walk you through 3 practical use cases that you can use in your business. I'll be using the example of a web design agency for these use cases, and I'll show you how to make these automations from start to finish. So let's get into it. To get started, head over to studio.workspace.google.com. You'll need to have a Google Workspace account. The first thing you'll see is the Discover page, and this is your launchpad. You've got pre-built templates that you could just use, or you could tell Gemini exactly what you want to automate in Google Workspace, and it will build it for you. Before we build our first agent, you need to know they are made up of 3 simple parts. A starter, what kicks it off, like receiving an email. Then the steps, the actions it takes, like drafting a reply to a client, and then variables. And this is bits of data it picks up along the way. For example, the sender's name. Simple enough, right? So let's dive into our first use case. Okay, as I mentioned before, we could go into here and just describe what we want Workspace Studio to do using Gemini. But for the first example, we're going to actually use one of the templates, and we're going to label emails with actions. So I find this one really useful. Say, for example, you're getting hundreds of emails in a day. It's really hard to go which ones require urgent actions straight away and require you to reply. So I'm going to click on all emails for this, and then I'm going to go to step 2. And there you go. It's got a prompt in there already. Does this email include action items for me? An action item is a direct question or a request for a deliverable or a required review or approval. And you notice it's already excluded certain items, and it's going to be looking at the email body. And just here, this is a variable, and we'll talk a bit more about variables in the video. So next, we're going to go and look at what are the labels that can be added. And I'm going to go for to respond. That's really clear for me. So when I jump into my inbox, it will have a label saying I need to respond to this email. So that's fine. And I'm happy with that. Then I just go over and click turn on. So that's been switched on. And what I'm just going to quickly go and do is send a couple of emails, and that will land in my inbox, and we'll hopefully have it labeled. So be back in a minute. Just going to send those emails. Okay, so I've sent those emails. Let's go and have a look in my inbox. So I've got 2 emails here. I've got one that I've sent to make sure that this was working, this automation was working. So this is a generic email about web design trends. Nothing important there. If we go back to my inbox, you will see, if I just zoom in there, it's got to respond. So it's clear to me that I need to reply to this message. There's something in there. Let's go and have a look at this email. So this is a complaint from a customer about the website we created for him 2 weeks ago. He's not happy about it, and we need to sort this out. So I've got that saying to respond. And just to make sure that's worked, you would have seen that it says your workflow is ready to work. So I can go to my flows, and I can see the actions that have been carried out by my automation. If I click on the 3 meatballs here, and if I click on activity, you can see that this actually worked. So the email came in, and it's gone through all the different steps. It's labeled the email with an action as well, and it was completed. So that's our first use case that has worked really quickly, and that will help you actually tackle your inbox and go to the emails that need a direct action from you. Okay, let's step it up a bit. What we're going to do is we're going to actually now start to interact with our customers, and we're going to go back to the Discover page. But this time we're going to scroll down, and we're going to look for something called customer connections. So we're going to create an automation that drafts the email reply based on questions from a Google Doc and using Gemini. So we'll click on here, and then we'll start at step 1. So we don't want it for all emails. We want it for a specific email. So we click on specific emails. I could say who it was from, or it has the following words. And there's more filters down here that we could use as well. But what I'm going to do is we're going to use the to field, because in our fictional web design agency, we use info at Happy to Host Education. So I'm just going to type that in, info at Happy to host.education. I scroll down and I select the email address. So now any emails that come into this address, it will then now start to analyze it and see if there are any questions for me to reply to. So I'm happy with that. And you've got other filters down here. So now we're on step 2. I'm gonna click on the side bit. Again, what it's going to do is going to analyze this email body and see if there are any questions, and it's using the variable as well. Then it's going to go on to the decision, which is we'll go through is true. It will extract information from the email body variable as well. And here is the prompt here. So the goal here is you're an expert Q&A assistant. Your task is to provide concise and accurate answers to the following questions. The key thing is that it's going to be using a doc. So if I go and find that doc now, you will see this is our knowledge base and our frequent asked questions. And this is compiled answers to questions we get asked regularly about our web design services. So I'm going to take the address here, copy that, go back into my automation and just replace this bit here by just doing Control V. There we go. So that's in there and it tells you what the output is going to be as well. Then we've got the draft reply and we can customize this a little bit. So I could say, go down here and say, dear, and then I can add a variable. So I can click on here, their name. Let's see if we can find sender's name. Actually, let's just use sender's display name. There we go. And I can put comma and then just go, thank you for your email. Here are the responses to your question. Now, I would obviously check that. And just to make sure that there isn't any like obscure information in there. So this creates a draft. It does not send it automatically on your behalf. So I'm just going to remove that. There we go. And I'm not going to click on reply all. Let's just check these. Don't want to add anyone in. So I'm happy with that. And then I'm just going to turn that on. Okay, that's been switched on. I'm going to go to my flows and we can see that is now active. So what I'm going to do is go and send an email about an inquiry and let's take it from there. Back in a minute. Okay, that email has been sent. So let's go and head over to our inbox. And there we go. As you can see, I've had an inquiry that's come in. And if I click into there, it's also drafted it. Okay, now it hasn't given me his name, so I could just change that and say Dan. But let's have a look at what it's done. So thank you for email. Here are the responses to your question. That's what I put in the box. It says, how involved would I need to be in the process of getting the website built? The project timeline depends on how quickly you can provide content. So it didn't really answer that question properly, but I could edit that out and update that. Would you be able to help me with the wording for the pages since I'm not great at writing? Yes, there we go. It's added that in and it's put the price in. And then it's asking roughly how much would I be looking at for a simple web page? And there you go. It's given the price and the end. So that's already sped up my time. Yes, there's a few edits I need to do, but that's really powerful. And always just to prove that I didn't go and just type this away myself. If we go back to my flows, click on that one we just created on the 3 meatballs as we did previously and look at activity. There you go. You can see that this operated in the background and it started generating the questions as well. Okay, let's go back to Workspace Studio and this time we're going to build one from scratch using a prompt. So I'll go back to Workspace Studio. I'm going to click on Discover and I'm going to come and click up here. So I'm going to put a simple prompt, for example, on this one. So when someone fills in a Google form, send me a chat message with a summary of their response. So I might be out and about and not in my inbox, but I have Google Chat and I can just see this inquiry come in. And this is important because someone's inquiring about making a website. That's money. And I want to make sure I get that notification. So I've put that prompt in and then I simply click on create. Okay, so now it's created the flow. So what we need to make sure is we need to link the form to it. So I've created a Google form for our inquiries that come through on our website. So I just need to go and select that. So I'll just click on plus. I'll go and find the form. So it's called Pixel & Co. Web Design Agency Inquiry. Double click on that and there we go. So now I click on summarize. So what we simply do here is we go summarize the response from the Google form submission, highlight any key points and actions. There we go. Happy with that. Don't need to change anything on this stage. Then I go to the next one and it notifies me. So I will then just click on here. So it's going to say summary from Gemini, and I might just change this and saying, we've had a new website inquiry. Here is a summary from the customer. And that's it. And I'm going to click turn on. Let's go and test this out. So I'm going to head over to our inquiry form and let's fill this in. So james@gmail.com, James Brown. I feel good. Did you see what I did there? We're going to say new website design and build. They've got a budget of 5,000. And no, this is going to be our first website, so we don't need to have a URL. I am looking for a web design agency to help me build my online presence and help me attract new clients to book me as a singer. I'm a James Brown impersonator. And then we hit submit. So let's go and have a look in my inbox to see if that's come through. Bearing in mind, it does take some time for it to be pushed over to you. It can take up to about 5 minutes. So let's go into my inbox and there we go. I've got a new chat message. And if I click on down here, I've got a summary. You've had a new website inquiry. Here is a summary from the customer. There we go. That's everything that was put in there. So there, I could forward that over to someone else. I could put that in our CRM. But it's just another way of getting that information over to you. So there you have it. 3 ways to start using Google Workspace Studio in your business right now. Unlike old school automation tools that just follow rigid rules, these agents are powered by Gemini. They reason, they understand context, and you can share this with the rest of your team as well. It's just like sharing a Google Doc essentially. So my challenge is for you to head over to studio.workspace.google.com to get started. But remember this, you are still the human in the loop. Always treat the first output as a draft. Remember, test it, tweak it, and make it yours. And if you like this video, don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe, and share it with a friend. Thanks.